When would you start kind of that shift? Why? And then we can kind of unpack some stuff and talk about passive versus active and all of that.
So as soon as I discovered, as I mentioned, I heard Monique Calm on Bigger Pockets describe syndication, and literally that day I jump in. I'm not a complacent person. Like when if you show me the way, I am going to be running down the path, down the road, right? And
Yep.
so as soon as I heard her describe it, syndication, I literally found Michael Blanc's podcast. Back then, there weren't a ton of podcasts out there about apartment investing, about multifamily, about syndication. So I started devouring. I found them and I devoured them, and I found the books. So I did what a lot of people do, and that is go down the free path. Okay, what
Yep.
is accessible and free that I can consume? And I used Michael Blanc's book as like a Bible, basically.
Mhm.
And I started like, okay, checklist. Like, did I do this? Check. Did I do that? Check. I got the LLC. I got this, right? And there was this turning moment in the story, and that is there was COVID had ended, and events were coming back around. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go to Dealmaker Live. I
Okay.
need to go to this event. And I had networked enough to where I knew there were like certain people I wanted to meet in person. And my husband, and a lot of people are going to relate to this, my husband was like, I just don't know. I just don't know that you're really gonna like stick with this for the long haul. Like I know you're an excitable person, and I know you've been doing this consistently and stuff, but why don't you just hold out and wait? And I listened to that voice of reason. He knows me very, very well. And so I'm like, gosh, I know that I'm committed to this, but maybe there's an element of truth to this. And then that whole event took place, and I saw partnerships form with the people that I wanted to go and connect up with. And FOMO was the most real thing ever. It wasn't FOMO, like I full on missed out. Okay.
Got it.
So
Okay.
the next time an event popped up, I found the next event that was a real estate guy's secrets of successful syndication seminar. And one of the ways I vetted this was I said, okay, I don't want to go to some cheap event, because if it's cheap, then it's probably not worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to this one because it seems like it has a content that I need. I want to be an active investor. And so I need a certain type of education. If you're a passive investor, you might want to go to a different type of conference that really teaches you some different elements so that you can be a strong passive investor. So we go to and I wanted my husband to go as well. And I think that this is really important. Having your spouse aligned, or your partner being aligned. I said, even if you don't want to do this with me, can you just learn with me so we can
Right.
have conversations about it? And I'm not going to be speaking a completely different language. We go down to this event, and it was super powerful and wonderful. Then we go, I know this is, I'll speed this up. Then we go to a third event because I finally can meet the person I wanted to meet way back when.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are you going to be, guys? And they're going to like, okay, we're going to be at Rod Cleef's event. I'm like, tickets are $200. Like, how good is this event? And it's in LA. I'm like, I grew up in California. I don't ever need to go back except,
Yeah.
occasionally. Right. So all that to say, I'm like, honey, let's just go down there. Let's just go to this event. It's not going to cost us too much money, and we can meet these people. We go down there, and that's where everything changed.
Yeah.
Like everything changed. I joined the mentorship program, and I'm not like, it worked out well for me. There are a lot of mentorship programs out there. So I'm not saying like that's one for everybody. I'm just saying like joining a mentorship program, getting plugged in, everything just took this huge domino effect. But I'm going to back up a little bit, and then I'm like going to breathe and let you like jump in. But
Yeah. No, keep going.
one
Fine.
of the other important elements is that throughout this process, we were taking really critical steps, as every former educator would probably do. I thought about what are the things that I want people to do when they invest with me. I know I want to be an active investor. I know I want to be investor relations. And that means people are going to be placing large amounts of capital into our private investments.
Yep.
So I really believed it was my responsibility to take an entire year. We invested passively. We rolled over our old 401ks. We learned and dove into infinite banking, which goes by lots of other names. Like, so basically everything that are not everything, but The major experiences that many passive investors engage are things that I'm like, I need to understand this first. I don't want to ask people to come and invest in my private investments. And I really don't even know the feelings. I really haven't experienced the process myself. Like, let me pave the path before them and then invite them along on my own experience.